Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be talking about Riot Fest because over the last decade or so, festival organizers have been trying to get John Stamos of Full House fame to attend their festival. And now, after receiving the strangest rider list, it looks like we might be as close as we've ever been to John Stamos actually showing up to the event. The only problem is, it's like the most fucked up rider I have ever seen, and today we're gonna do a deep dive into it. So, before we get going, my name is Dan Frampton, this is Punk News Now, likes and subs, let's go! Riot Fest turns 20 this year and takes place in Chicago, September 19th, 20th, and 21st. And it really is a who's who of bands playing this thing. Like, I can't believe that I see The Hold Steady right beside Blink-182 on a tour poster in the year 2025. 2003, Dan would have lost his mind seeing this. And one of the reasons we might get really close to this John Stamos thing happening is because the Beach Boys are actually playing this year, and John Stamos has been filling in with the Beach Boys, playing a little bit of the drums apparently. But I'm also seeing bands like The Pogues, The Damned, Dropkick Murphys, Bad Religion, Sex Pistols, all happening Riot Fest 2025 for the 20-year anniversary. That is gigantic. And the only thing that would make it even more massive is if John Stamos actually had the nerve and the gall to show up. Now, I only know John Stamos from one thing, and that is Full House from back in the 90s when he played Uncle Jesse, and he had his little band called Jesse and the Rippers. And that is exactly how this whole meme started back in 2023 when festival organizers of Riot Fest were wondering to themselves, oh man, we got all of these rock and roll bands, it's really cool and all, but what if we could get Jesse and the Rippers from the show Full House, they thought. Well, they pitched the idea and have been making genuine efforts ever since to get John Stamos or Jesse and the Rippers to play their event. God damn, this lineup looks absolutely crazy. I'm seeing on one line of this thing, you got Citizen, Free Throw, and Guar, all just on one line of this bill. So I think it would actually be a disservice to John Stamos himself if he kept saying no to this event, especially during a year like this. Look at this bill! It's insane! But it looks like Team Stamos got back to Riot Fest with one of the most insane riders I have ever seen in my life. And Riot Fest has shared that rider with us, the public, and it reads as follows. Riot Fest was recently informed by Mr. John Stamos that over a decade of social media harassment from Riot Fest, he will finally break the curse and has tentatively / begrudgingly agreed to attend Riot Fest on September 20th, 2025 in his official capacity as drummer of the band The Beach Boys. But first, he has a few demands that must be met. So that's great. Beach Boys? Okay, that's not as good as Jesse and the Rippers, but I'll take it, I guess. So let's go through this rider list because it is insane. The first thing that Uncle Jesse demands is that Riot Mike, the founder of Riot Fest, must get a John Stamos tattoo. Hey, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I already have 3. Number 2, Riot Fest must host a John Stamos look-alike contest. They'd stand no chance if I came strolling through there with this head of hair. Number 3, a local Chicago pizza restaurant must make and sell a Greek-style pizza named after and in honor of John Stamos. Clearly, obviously, I don't think that demand's gonna be very hard to be met either. Everybody's gonna be tripping and falling over themselves to be naming their pizzas after John Stamos. Are you kidding me? Oh, we call our pepperoni pineapple special the Ripper. Number 4, John Stamos' green room must be stocked with these items. A body pillow of John Stamos, a nude painting of B. Arthur from the Golden Girls. You know B. Arthur, right? And unlimited hummus served in a guitar case. Now, I don't exactly know how that's gonna work. I'm not a mathematician or a scientist, but you can't really have unlimited amounts in a like a confined space. You can only have a guitar case amount of hummus in a guitar case, John Stamos. That's not how mass and volume works. but I'll do my best. Anything for you. Number 6, a special John Stamos Riot Fest t-shirt must be designed and approved by John Stamos. Now this gag has been going since 2013 and he's finally coming to the event. These guys are gonna have no problem printing a couple shirts celebrating the fact that John Stamos is finally coming to the fest. So far, everything on this list, other than the hummus thing, is possible. It's not reasonable, but it's possible. Number 8, a lifetime supply of combs for his many fans. Now this one might not be reasonable or possible or even plausible in any way, shape, or form. John Stamos has legions of fans, and how are you going to provide unlimited combs for a lifetime to all of his fans? This one is impossible. The hummus and combs demands defy science and logic. But either way, we continue. Let's trudge on down this list. Number 9, whenever John Stamos is supposed to say Riot Fest, he's allowed to say Riot Fart. Okay, fill your boots, do your thing, buddy. I don't care, call it whatever you want. And number 10, John Stamos masks must be printed out for the crowd to wear. Printed out? No. You don't want paper masks or cardboard masks. That's uncomfortable. You want nice, breathable masks made out of like cotton or something. I think that they should make John Stamos luchador masks for everybody in attendance. And since Riot Mike has to get a tattoo of John Stamos, let's throw a couple of those up there in the back. Very beautiful. I like the butter one that just says Stamos across some melty butter. Very smooth. And apparently there's been no word back if Blackie or Riff Raff from Jesse and the Rippers are gonna show up for the occasion, but they might as well. This is history in the making. So Riot Fest is a 3-day music festival where you're gonna see names like Weird Al Yankovic and Alkaline Trio literally side by side. So the Beach Boys and Jesse and the Rippers isn't outside the realm of possibility. I'm gonna hold my breath on that one. I'm gonna analyze and break down that rider in just a little bit to see the likelihood of a Stamos appearance. But before I do, I want to know, are you a Full House person? Did you enjoy it back in the day? If so, who was your favorite character? I'm a Joey Gladstone guy. How about that Chicago? You ever been? Me personally, never been, which means I've never been to Riot Fest. Have you ever been to Riot Fest? I want to know any Riot Fest experiences down below. Good fest? Bad fest, good experience, rotten experience, let her rip. And then as far as this year is concerned, who's your favorite band on this bill? I'm gonna have to go with Weird Al Yankovic, not gonna lie. But most importantly, do you know the Hold Steady? Have you listened to the first 2 Hold Steady records? That is your homework after this video, is you have 2 records to listen to. The first 2 Hold Steady records. The Hold Steady Almost Killed Me and Separation Sunday. Get him India. But no worries if you don't feel like participating in any of those discussions. If you just leave a couple pancake emojis in the comment section, that will suffice. And you know, I have a 3-hour rule around here. If you comment within the first 3, I will reply. So now after I went through that rider, I have to analyze this a little bit. Is he gonna show up? Because some of these things aren't possible within the realms of science. You're gonna need to use some sort of magic to make any of that happen. The combs, the hummus, all those masks, Jesus Christ. So I can't say with 100% certainty that John Stamos is actually gonna show up to this fest because this list doesn't seem possible. I think he set them up to fail, and that's very unfair. But that's been the news. You're all caught up. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.